Awesome. So if you're just coming in, welcome, welcome, Yoga and Pilates Fusion. If you have a set of yoga blocks, I will offer some options with those today. Some books as well would do just as good, so feel free to grab some of those if you have any lingering. And go ahead and come into your space. Awesome. So if you have a yoga mat, great. If you don't, maybe just make sure that you are in a space that is about the length and width of a yoga mat. That would be helpful. We're going to start with the Pilates portion today, and we're going to end with more of a kind of deep, nice deep stretch and relaxation portion of yoga. Okay, so let's go ahead and lay on our backs. We'll come onto the back here and find a comfortable position for you. Maybe that's knees bent, feet on the floor. Maybe the legs are extended out long. Do what feels good for you in this moment here this afternoon. Feel free to close the eyes for a moment, or come to a heavy gaze. Now we're just going to start to warm up the breath, just like we would warm up our body, warming up the breath. We'll take a nice deep inhale through the lungs, coming wide into the rib cage. Exhale to release the breath, sinking heavy down into the floor. Inhale, we rise and open, extending into the sides of the room. And exhale, release. Again, feeling heavy into your mat. Continue here, take a few more deep breaths. Thinking about leaving anything that came before class today off to the side. Any duties, assignments, tasks that we have after class, and just giving yourself this next 30-minute opportunity for you. Good, let's take one deep breath all together. Inhale. Exhale, release. Good. From here, we're going to find our neutral spine. So this is where we'll work off of in both the Pilates and the yoga portion. So go ahead and kind of feel around for the hip points here, okay, the front of the pelvis. And from here, we're just going to be rocking slightly forward and slightly back to neutral through the spine, okay? So let's inhale, we'll tip the pelvis forward slightly, little arch in the low back, and then exhale, we'll draw it back to center. Inhale, we tip it forward, and then exhale, we draw it back. Good, so we're just using this moment as kind of some biofeedback. So we're recognizing what does it feel like when we're arching the spine. We should feel extension in the belly and our core isn't very controlled or very tight, engaged. And then as we come back to neutral spine, we're able to draw the belly button back towards that spine, engage through the abdominals. Good, just do a few more here. And our goal again is to be in the neutral spine position. And also noticing that we're not under tucking the pelvis, so drawing the hip points back towards us to where the low back is flat, okay? A few more, inhale forward, exhale back. Let's do one last one. Good, we're in neutral position. Go ahead, bend your knees, put the feet on the floor if they're not there already. Let's warm up the head, neck, and shoulders a little bit. Fingertips face in the same direction as your toes. We'll inhale, prepare. Exhale, tuck the chin in towards the chest. Start to reach the fingertips towards the wall in front of you. Inhale, we roll back slowly, head is last to touch. Your next exhale, tuck the chin, lengthen through the spine. And then inhale, kind of load yourself up. Use the exhale to power you forward. Good, so now we're in a very small way. We're still feeling that low back, feeling the pelvis. Where is it at? Are we flattening it out? Or are we tipping it forward? We're only getting a small little bit of core engagement here. This is a good way to just kind of warm everything up. Good, let's do one last one from where you're at, nice and slow and controlled. Take your time to articulate. Good, and we come back down. Awesome, let's take a glute bridge just to warm up the lower body a little bit. We'll come back into the lower body a little bit later. Let's make sure that heels are hip width distance apart. Our hips, knees, and ankles are all in alignment here. Hands are right beside us and about a hand length distance from the glutes to the heels, so relatively close. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, we press into the heels, squeeze through the glutes, lift up towards the sky. Inhale at the top. Exhale, articulate one vertebrae at a time from the top of the spine as the hips lower back down onto the mat. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, we press into the heels, lift it up. Inhale at the top. And exhale to lower. Good, so nice and easy here. Noticing at the top of the position what's happening in the low back. Ensuring we're using the glutes and hamstrings to do the work and not allowing the low back to kind of sneak in and arch at the top of that position. Good, let's do two more here. Nice and easy. One last one, big exhale to come up. Good, go ahead, bring yourself back down. Bring the knees into the chest. You rock side to side, taking a moment here. Good, we'll get right into it. From here, let's bring our hands right next to us, back onto the floor here. We'll come into a tabletop position, okay? So from here, we've got knees over the hips, core is engaged. Inhale, we're gonna drop the right toe down towards the mat. Exhale, back up to tabletop. Inhale to lower. Exhale, drop back up. Good. We continue here nice and slow and controlled. Maybe we bring the fingertips back to those hip points as, again, a little bit of biofeedback. Where is the hips? Where's the pelvis moving? Is it moving at all? We want to ensure that it's staying nice and put here. Good. Let's do four more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, draw it back. Belly button back towards the spine for two. Last one, we come back to tabletop. And we're just increasing it a little bit from here. Let's inhale, reach right leg out, long, extending. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, back. Good. Nice and slow and controlled. This one's a little bit more challenging for the low back. So if you're feeling any arching, any tension, feel free to extend that leg a little bit higher. There's no pressure to go super low. Perfect, let's do last four. Take your time, knees over the hips. Two. Final one. Bring it back to your tabletop. We're now increasing it a little bit more. Both legs will go out and then in. Relax through the shoulders, open through the chest. We'll inhale, reach both legs out. Exhale, draw it back in. Inhale. And exhale. Good. This is the final kind of big test here for that low back. So again, feel free to take those feet a little bit higher if we're feeling any tension, if the pelvis is wanting to rock forward and back. Woo, we got it. Two. Last one. Good. And hug the knees into the chest for a little bit of a rest. Feel free to shake it out. Good. Let's switch it up a little bit. Hands on either side. Both legs will come up towards the sky here. Bend the knees as much as you need to, okay? I know right now my hip flexors are particularly a little bit tight, so I'm not able to straighten them as much as I would like to, and that's okay. So from here, hands on either side, we're just gonna lower one leg at a time. Inhale, lowering, one leg down towards the floor. Exhale, we draw it back up. So think of it as one hip is kind of stabilizing us here, one hip is moving through that range of motion. Same thing applies. No pressure to go super low. You can bring those hands to the hip points if that helps you. Inhale to lower. We use that big exhale to power us back up. Good. Let's do 4. Final 2. Final 1 right here. Good. Let's bring both legs back up. Again, keep that bend in the knee if we need to. Both legs lower. This time we're only going halfway, 45 degrees. We're not going to go super low so we can protect the low back. Keep that core engaged and working. Ready, let's inhale. We lengthen out, only halfway. Exhale, draw it back up. Good, continue here. Inhale, reach, reach, reach. Exhale. Good, again, if you're having issues in the hip flexors, bend those knees even to 90 degrees. And then let's fire up the glutes here as well. That's going to take some of the tension and work out of the hip flexors and bring it back into the core. Let's do 2 more. I know we're feeling it. We're doing great. Final 1. Inhale. Exhale, draw the knees into the chest. Woo, good. All right, so we've done lots of kind of flexion through the trunk. Let's get some rotation side to side. Let's bring fingertips behind the head, tuck the chin in towards the chest, come back into that nice tabletop. Now we're gonna take a slow and controlled bicycle crunch. So not your typical kind of whipping them out as fast as we can, nice and slow and controlled here. So as we inhale, opposite elbow comes to opposite knee. We extend through that leg, similar position as before. Twist and turn the chest. Exhale back through the center and other side. Inhale to twist. Exhale back in the center. Good. Going at this pace, you continue here. Big deep breaths. And ensuring those muscles, the obliques on the side of the trunk, are what's doing the twisting here. So we're facing our chest to face the opposite wall each time. Good, slow and control, we're really feeling it. Let's do 4 more, 2 each side. Inhale and exhale, last 2. Final 1. Good, lower down, let the head go, rock it side to side. Good, let's extend the legs out long in front of us here. And we're gonna take a few roll-ups. This is a nice classical Pilates movement where we really get to use the core and articulate, get some mobility into the spine, okay? So legs will be kind of zipped up together in engaging the inner thighs. We'll take the arms either up towards the sky or over the head. If we're going overhead, just making sure we're not popping through the rib cage. So keep it all connected, knitting the ribs down in towards the belly button. We'll inhale, prepare. Exhale, we tuck the chin in towards the chest. We slowly roll it up nice and slow and controlled all the way up. Inhale, take a small stretch, whatever feels good for you today. Exhale, we articulate, round through the spine, little C curve here, 1 vertebrae at a time. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, tuck the chin. Use control. Good, inhale, take a small stretch. And exhale, we round down. Think slow motion, sucker punch, real dramatic. Take your time. Good, let's do 2 last ones. Mindful that we're not whipping ourselves up with that upper body, using the control of our core. Slow, slow, slow on the way down. This final one, let's just do half. We'll come all the way up. Good, and we'll stay right here. Awesome. Well, let's do one final exercise here, laying kind of supine, and then we'll turn it around and go prone on our belly. From here, let's do, this is kind of a yoga, core yoga inspired movement, so we'll come into boat pose. We're gonna do 3 rounds and we'll progress the options as we go. So round number 1, feet can be on the mat or on the floor, palms out in front, shoulders back and down. We lean back, slightly engage through the core. Options here, feet on the ground, one foot can lift, or both feet can lift into our boat pose. Go ahead, you find your option. Again, remember, we've got plenty of opportunities, so if you want to do the next foot, the other foot next time, we can do that. Go ahead, find your option here. We're holding it, breathing. Think about lifting out of those hips, opening through the chest here. Nice long spine. Breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Good. Small rest. That was round number 1. Round number 2, we've got the same options. So 1A, let's say, 1B. Okay, option 2, hands go overhead. And of course, you can combine any of those. Okay, so just upping the challenge a little bit. Ready? Go ahead, find your option. We're holding it here. Round 2, go ahead and start. If we've got the arms lifted overhead, check the ribs here. Knit them down and in again. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We lower. Woo, good. One more round. Same as before. 1, 1A, 1B, 2. We're upping it to 3, extending through those legs. Okay? We won't be there for long, I promise. Ready, team? Find your position wherever you'd like to be, and bring it up. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo. Lower down. Let that head hang. Just kind of take a nice little forward fold here. Good. All right, let's come on up. Shake it out. Let's come on to our belly. So we've worked the front side, we've worked some rotation, and now we're going to be working the back, which is also part of the core, okay? So working some of the smaller, more supporting muscles of the back. Let's start with a nice little baby cobra. So again, more inspired by yoga here. Let's get the hands underneath the shoulders, lock the elbows in, kind of point them back behind you, and we're going to bring the tops of the feet into the floor, into the mat below us. Let's start to inhale, lengthen through the spine. We lift through the thoracic spine, so right around kind of the rib cage, right below the shoulder blades, lengthen through the top of the head, and then exhale to lower down. Good, continue your inhale to lift and lengthen, and exhale to lower. So make sure we're squeezing through the glutes, protecting the low back. And again, thinking about lifting and lengthening as opposed to really getting some height. If you'd like a little bit more of a challenge, you can even float through the arms. Okay, and I find that helps in kind of wanting to arch in the mid-back as opposed to lifting and lengthening. Let's do 3 more. Good, just waking it up back there. Feels real nice. Bring it on down. Let's bring our hands to cactus arms or goalposts. Okay, 90 degrees in those elbows. This time, we're gonna lift through both arms, keeping those arms bent one arm at a time. Let's start with our right arm. We're going to inhale, reach out, extend. Exhale, draw it back. Inhale, reach. Exhale, draw it back. Good, let's do 8 more here. Belly button back towards the spine. Staying long in that side body. Careful that we're not crunching into the left side. We've got equal distance. Big deep breaths. Let's go for 3. 2. Final 1. Woo, we lower down. Good. Small little rest here. Small rest. Shake it out. Maybe wiggle side to side. And then we'll come into the other side. Let's bend through the arms. Ready? We lift and lengthen. And we've got 10. Inhale and exhale. Reach. Pull it back. 8 to go. Squeeze through the glutes. We got it. 4, 3, 2, final 1. Awesome job. Bring yourself back down. Let's take the hands underneath the shoulders. We'll press back, finding a child's pose. Hips back by the heels. Option to bring the knees closer in towards the center of your space, or they can kind of come out further into the edges of your mat if that feels good. That's going to get more into the hips as opposed to the low back. Let's take a few kind of grounding breaths here. Wide into the rib cage. Sinking heavy down into the mat as we exhale. One final breath all together. Inhale. Exhale, release. Let's draw ourselves up into a tabletop position. We're slowly going to kind of transition over into our yoga portion here. So in tabletop, we've got shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. We'll come into cat-cow. Let's inhale, dropping the belly down, arching through the spine, bringing the heart forward. Exhale, pressing into the palms, chin comes to the chest, hollowing out through the belly. Inhale to lower. Exhale to press up and away. Good, you take your own pace and your own time. Maybe it feels good to stay in one position a little bit longer than the other. We're going to kind of add some elements as we go. But take what you need right now. Let's do one more pass each direction. And we'll come back to neutral spine. Let's go ahead. We're going to bring ourselves up into the cat position here. So we'll bring the chin to the chest. As we maintain this position, hips will press back, just like we're going into a child's pose, but still pressing out of those hands, finding some kind of hollowness in the chest. So press it back, find child's pose, and then bend through the elbows. We scoop the chest through, shine the heart forward, coming into cat. Good, inhale here, exhale, cat, child's pose. Inhale, bend, reach through. Exhale, press it back. Good. Again, you take your own pace, your own time. It might feel good to sit back in that child's pose position here, really reaching out of the lats and the shoulders. Just feels real nice. Awesome. Let's go ahead and just send ourselves back into a nice neutral tabletop. From here, we'll tuck the toes under and find our first downward facing dog. Shoulders away from the ears. We'll start to pedal out those feet a little bit. Then into one knee, lengthen through the other. Soft bend in the elbows. Widen out through the fingers here. Find that good firm base. Lovely. Let's go ahead. Bend the knees a lot. Inhale. Exhale, walk the feet up towards the front of your space, towards the hands. Forward fold. Let the head hang. Bend one knee, lengthen into the other, just as we did in down dog. Switch as you go. Your own time, your own pace. Good, good. Feet can be together, feet can be hip width distance apart. Inhale, bend through the knees. Exhale, roll it up. One vertebrae at a time. Head is last to come up. Roll the shoulders down and back, finding mountain pose here. Maybe close the eyes for a moment. Palms face forward. Open through the chest. Let's take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, release. Good. Inhale, circle sweep up towards the sky. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Beautiful. Let's inhale, reach it up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, forward fold. From here, we bend into the knees, plant the palms down. Let's step the left foot back, coming into a lunge, and then dropping the left knee down onto the mat. So we're going to kind of take some modified, broken down, broken apart variations of sun salutation here. Just moving slow, taking our time. So nice long spine, big deep breaths. Maybe slight kind of engagement through that left glute so we can get a nice stretch on the front of the left hip flexor. Good. Let's tuck the back toes under of that left foot. We press back into the toes here to lengthen through the knee. Plant both hands down, finding a plank position. Option to drop your knees if you'd like. From here, let's lower all the way down. Hug the elbows in, keep the core engaged. Good, inhale, low Cobra Pose. Lengthening through the top of the head, just as we did before. Exhale, we press down. Inhale, press into the palms, back through low or full plank, and then child's pose. Inhale here. Exhale, release. Inhale, tuck the toes under. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, walk the feet up to the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, circle sweep, rising up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. This time we inhale, right foot back into our lunge. Bend through the right knee. Coming into that low lunge here. Again, maybe we engage in that right glute. Pressing through the front of that hip. Big deep breaths might be a deep stretch for us. Now we tuck the right toes back under, extend through the right knee, plant the palms, finding our plank either full or low. Hug the elbows in, we drop all the way down. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, press it back through lower full plank. And exhale into child's pose. Good, let's take 2 big deep breaths right here. Nice and easy. Bring yourself back through a tabletop position. And we'll come to a seated position facing forward for a final few kind of stretches here. And I will leave you on your way. Okay, let's go ahead and reach up towards the sky. Inhale, reach up. Let's bring left palm to the right knee, twisting through the spine. The right hand will come back behind us. We exhale as we twist. Gentle twist here, not forcing it where it doesn't want to be. Inhale to lengthen, and then exhale, we twist a little bit deeper. And maybe that's just a change of gaze. Bringing the gaze over that shoulder. Good, slowly unravel. Bring yourself back to center. Other way, inhale. Exhale, we twist. Right hand to left knee. The left hand comes back behind us. Inhale. And exhale, twist a little deeper. Slowly unravel. Good. Let's just do a few little neck stretches here. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. Exhale, bring one ear over to the shoulder. Do like a little extra stretch. You can either walk the opposite fingertips out. You can flex through that wrist. Might get a little stretch into the bicep there. You know, I just felt that a little bit. Whatever feels good to you. Inhale back through the center and exhale other side. Same thing here. Reaching the fingertips, flexing through the wrist. Inhale through the center. Good. Exhale to settle. Last time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands through heart center. Let's just close our eyes for a moment here. Take a deep breath in. Inhale. Exhale, release. Awesome. Thank you all so much for being here with me this afternoon. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Feel free to leave us any questions, comments, feedback in our chat. Again, my name is Sydney, and I hope to see you again soon. Awesome job.